Welcome to this spring sports edition of Wildcat Sports Update. I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and I'm honored to have with me, we have four seniors from the baseball team. We split them up in twos. Our first session is going to be with Nico Piazza and Derek Gallucci. Nico, welcome. How about you just give us a little bit of a background of your baseball side?
Yeah, so I'm Nico Piazza. I've been playing baseball for the varsity team here in Wilmington since sophomore year. Obviously, we had our junior year cut last year, but we were able to make the most of it. We had a really fun summer season, and we actually won a championship. So,
I'm Derek Lucci, and I've been playing for the same amount of time since sophomore year. And obviously it's been tough the last couple of years, missing our junior year, but we just got to fight through.
That's good. So, Derek, what position do you play?
I play center field.
And how long have you been in center field?
I've been playing for as long as I can remember.
Okay, so you're the outfielder of the bunch then?
Yeah.
Okay. And Nico, catcher?
Yep, I'm the
catcher. How long have you been putting on the tools of ignorance?
I think Coach Brian Kane first strapped on the gear on me. Catching's not really something like any kid really wants to do. They're kind of forced into it, and then that's how I fell in love with it. So I'd say since maybe 4th, 5th grade is when I started.
That's a great transition because I know you just mentioned who your Little League coach was. We want to give a shout out to our Wilmington Little League alumni and our coaches. So who did you play for at the major level?
I played for Brian Kane, and he was the coach of the Orioles.
Okay,
so.
And successful or not?
Yeah, I think we had a good run. We won the championship 2 years in a row. I made it my 4th grade year. Won it that year. I was great at bunts that year. Second year, we also won, and then third year, I don't know. I think these guys over here cheated. They beat us 1-0 championship game.
Okay, and Derek, I know you had a special coach for your major league career. Who was it, and what's the team name? And you can fight back on the cheating record me.
I played for my grandfather, Tom Southmaid, for the Red Sox, and we won fair and square our 12-year-old year. We had 6 All-Stars on that team, so.
That's good.
Okay, so
it was a good draft.
So that's Little League actually brings you all. Everybody's separate. We come together. We get to high school. It's been a tough year for everyone, especially you guys seniors athletically. Derek, give me a little bit of background. What it was like this spring getting into baseball? Limited practice. Started with masks. How did that work?
It was just weird. It didn't feel like baseball. It just all the rules and regulations and everything. But as time went on, things got better and better.
And Nico, practice-wise, did you get a lot of practice in? And how does that impact the way the season's going?
I know we were definitely doing a lot. Us captains, we were going down to the field at least once or twice a week, inviting all grades, freshmen to seniors, to come down to the field. So I definitely think we were prepared. I mean, we were doing as much as we could do. We got inside indoor facilities like Nor'easters and Tewksbury. So yeah, I think we were able to get a lot of swings in and throws in. So
now I know the season hasn't gone the way you planned. It started off with a bang. You had the 2 games over Burlington. You won those 2 games. How has it been? As you guys are both captains, we ask you the leadership question. As the team has struggled, how do you impact your leadership on the rest of the players on the team? Nico, I'll let you go first.
It definitely can be frustrating at times. Trying to get our energy up, especially some of us seniors, we're really passionate just about this is our last. I mean, for me, I dropped football, so this is my only varsity sport, only high school sport, and I haven't played it for 2 years since my sophomore year. So we were really looking forward to the season, and I think just trying to have everyone match our energy is just really tough, especially in a sport with baseball where we have to it's not a very physical sport. You have to be really locked in mentally. And when you don't have, not able to do certain things like chew bubble gum and spit seeds, as stupid as that stuff sounds, there's camaraderie there. And not having that, it's tough to build a lot of energy for the games.
Okay, Derek, same question on the leadership side. As you've struggled through the season, what have you tried to do to mitigate some of the issues that come with that?
I mean, you just got to keep telling the guys, remind them what we're working for, tell them if you're not going to play for yourselves, at least play for the seniors. This is our last season. Obviously didn't go the way we wanted it to.
So what was, this is your last season, what was the impact of not playing last year? How did that impact you as a player and as a team, Derek?
I think as a team, it really affected us because we have a lot of like new kids on the team this year that would have played last year. So we just have a very young team, I guess, in a way.
And same thing, Nico.
So like I was saying with that summer league, like I thought we obviously play with the seniors above us, so like the Brendan Georges and the Vinny Scalfanis. And although they were with us, we both think it was a junior-dominated team, and we won the championship in that league. So we had a lot of hopes coming into this season. So yeah, we had high hopes. I think it just maybe didn't click. Maybe the summer weather worked better for us. I don't know, but I mean, I think we're still having fun this year. We're still having fun.
Sorry to interrupt. You still have an opportunity. Is there going to be a tournament, a playoff tournament for the Middlesex League?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a yes.
Mm-hmm.
And are you going to be seated in there? And how do you understand how that works? If we can get that out there.
I know we definitely are going to play a big school just because of our record this year. So it's going to be a tough first game. I know that, but it's not a lot of pressure. I don't think, just because there's not a huge expectation for us to win. So we can just go out there firing and have fun for our last game.
And you'll have graduated on Sunday, so another additional game or two.
Yeah.
Final question on the season, Derek. I don't know. Are you allowed in locker rooms now or not?
We haven't been in the locker room all year.
Okay, so how does team dinners, locker room? How do you get? We talked about camaraderie with younger, new players who would have played last year. How did that impact, and how did you try to develop that as a captain?
I mean, it's just tough. Like, sometimes we've been to like Fuddruckers before, after practices and games. We've been to Casablanca for like fundraisers, but like, it's just like, it's not as easy as it was a couple years ago to get the team together.
Okay. And the locker room, Nico, how's that impact?
Yeah, the locker room was definitely huge. Just somewhere where you get to bond with each other, play music, talk. Especially this year, like, there's a lot of like, even though COVID restrictions are starting to go away, you still have kids' parents who are still like wishy-washy about them going out places. God forbid they get caught. There's so many consequences now. So it is tough to get everyone together all in the same place.
Okay, so let's transition from the team to the individual questions. Nico, coaches across your career, you've probably played since you were 4, T-ball, and you've played all the way through high school. Coaches who have influenced you, who have positively influenced you, and what want to give a shout out to?
Brian Kane, Orioles, Mike Champa, also the Orioles. They taught me a lot. And then my dad, for as much as has his quirkiness and his basic dad jokes, they do go a long way. So
I can say that's every father's usually like that, especially if they're a baseball dad. That's the way it works. Derek?
I've obviously like to thank my grandfather, Tom Southmaid, my uncle, Bobby Saran, Dan Ardito, who coached me like all throughout like early Little League, and then my dad, Mark Gallucci.
Okay. And then one high school highlight for each of you. That, as a high school baseball player, is there one highlight that sticks out, Derek?
Sophomore year, I had a diving catch against the Tech. So
was that home or away?
It was home.
Oh, because you didn't have to dive on that turf at the Tech. Yeah. Burn yourself out. That's good. And for you, Nico?
I think it was just winning that championship game over the summer. I mean, it wasn't technically varsity, but it was probably as competitive of a sport season I've ever played. So
the question with that is, who got to take home the trophy?
You got to take home the trophy. I think it's actually sitting in the high school trophy.
Yeah.
Trophy.
It's a big trophy, isn't it?
It's a good size. Yeah.
The Northeast League, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a trophy sitting in my basement from the Northeast League. It's like this big, and my wife tells me I have to get rid of it at some point. So maybe I'll just donate it to the high school. That's actually a good point. And then real quickly, what sports, you have always said you just play baseball at the high school. Is there anything else you do at the high school? Drama, music, band?
I do like extracurriculars outside of school. I work like 2 jobs, but yeah, just baseball is the only sport right now.
That's good. And Derek?
I play hockey.
Play hockey and
played hockey.
Did you play on the hockey team that also played the second session?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've had pretty good success with the second teams. Correct?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then just real quickly, we talked about your grandfather and your father. Inspirations, people that have inspired you, that have helped you push you over. It could be anybody. And again, you can mention the same people if you would like. So Derek.
Just like my family, like my mom, my dad. My mom played softball in high school. She won 2 championships, so like she knows what she's talking about.
Okay, Nico?
Yeah, I'd say both, definitely my grandparents, just because you know, they were both first generation immigrants here. So I'm pretty much the first person in my family. I'm the oldest to really like be into sports, you know, play sports. So they didn't have that. So they inspired me. They came here, not too much, and you know, I'm able to make the most out of it.
Okay, a simple yes or no question. Do you watch the games on Wctv?
I do, yeah, I rewatch them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have I ever said anything bad about you?
No, actually.
Good.
No.
Derek?
Yeah, I watch them.
And even the hockey games?
Yeah.
Okay. And then real quickly, you've had Coach Kyra for 2 years, would have had him for 3 because they know both play sophomores. What's one thing you learned from Coach Kyra, Derek?
Just like the fundamentals. He's good at teaching that stuff. You know, just the basics of baseball, hitting the ball, fielding the ball, all that.
Okay, Nico?
Probably always stand up when you throw back to the pitcher. That's a big one that he preaches. So
It's good, so you can take that on as you play future baseball or
Yeah.
whatever. You'll always remember to do that. Who's your favorite baseball player at the present time?
present time right now.
It doesn't mean present. Overall.
As present? I don't know. I was a big Poppy fan.
Okay.
David Ortiz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's a poster you have on the wall if they still do that this year? Derek, favorite?
It's a hot take, but I'm a big Jackie Bradley Jr. guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And as a catcher, who do you model your game after? Is there anybody you look and if you watch TV, you watch a game on TV, what catcher are you watching to see what they do that could help you model your game?
I forget his name, so I don't know how much I actually idolize him, but I do remember watching videos of him on YouTube. He's the Twins catcher.
Joe Mauer?
No, he's the newer one, not Joe Mauer.
Mitch Garver?
It could be. It's just, I think he started bringing up like the way he like brings his glove up into the zone.
Good.
Him, so he's probably my biggest inspiration. Yeah.
We can say Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yeah.
Go ahead again. That's perfect. If I had your team all in here, what one word would they use to describe you, Derek?
Probably not a good word.
Okay, make it user friendly for our audience.
Probably a hothead.
Okay.
Hothead, that's a good one.
Nico?
I'd like to say I'm pretty loyal, I think.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, loyal.
And pregame song, what was your walk-up song? We
My
did that
walk-up song?
Senior day.
L'Italiano. It's an old Italian song.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did Helter Skelter by the Beatles.
Okay, good. As we get ready to wrap up, what are your future plans, Derek? What are you looking to do as we move forward here?
I'm going to Wentworth to study architecture.
Okay, so when I need to do the house, I know who to call.
Yeah.
Nico, how about yourself?
And I'm studying finance at UMass Amherst.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And what are you going to miss the most about high school baseball?
I think just the competitiveness. I mean, you're not really gonna have another time in your life that people are gonna come down and watch you like play a sport. So definitely gonna miss that.
Okay, and Derek?
I think just being around my friends, you know, just having fun.
Good. And the final thing we get to do before you go is look right into the camera there and give a shout out to anybody you want. Derek?
Shout out to my mom, my dad, my grandparents, my little brother Brett, my aunts and my uncles.
Okay, and Nico?
I'm gonna give a shout out to my little cousins, Nicholas, Alex, Luca, and VJ, and my little brother Johnny.
All right, good, perfect. Now, thank you. We will be right back after this with Derek's brother, Drew, who we did give a shout out to. He's going to see how he responds there. And Jimmy Mccarron, who are two other senior captains. So we'll see you right after this.
I'm Ferdinand. You look at me and think big. You think scary, but I'm a little misunderstood. Sorry, I almost killed you. We've all been misunderstood. I'm not a fighter.
I don't understand that at all.
Kids with learning and attention issues like dyslexia and ADHD are misunderstood too. Take the time to understand.
Best plan ever!
The right support, everyone can reach their full potential because you can't judge a bull by his cover. Learn more at understood.org.
Welcome back to this spring sports edition with our senior baseball captains. Now we're going to welcome Drew Gallucci and Jimmy Mccarron. Welcome, Drew and Jimmy. Jimmy, why don't you just give us a little bit of a baseball background on your high school career?
Yeah, so I've been playing as long as I can remember. I think I started off with T-ball when I was about 4 at the Y in Reading, and then I started playing baseball for the first time in 1st grade, I think. I've been playing pretty much as long as I can remember.
How long have you been on varsity?
Since sophomore year.
Okay.
Yep.
And Drew?
Yeah, I've been playing baseball pretty much as long as he has, and then I've been on varsity since sophomore year.
So Drew, question: are you and Derek related in any way?
Yeah, we're twins. So.
How long have you played with your brother? Baseball with your brother.
I've been on the same team as him every year. So okay. I mean that's pretty cool.
Okay, so we'll transition that to Wilmington Little League. I'd like to give a shout out to our coaches in the league. Who did you play for, and how did you guys do?
I played for my grandfather, Tom Southmaid. I made it as a 10-year-old, so I played 3 years. My 10-year-old year, we weren't that great. My 11-year-old year, we were all right. We made the playoffs, but we didn't win or anything. And then my 12-year-old year, we won the championship.
Okay, and Jimmy?
Yeah, so I played for the Yankees, Dan Ardito. I don't remember us being that great. We were kind of the basement dwellers of the league, but it was a great time, great experience. So.
Good, and a good coach to have as well.
Yep.
Just real quickly, it's been a tough year for everyone. COVID had a lot of impact. How did you see in this short baseball season, Jimmy? How did that impact how you got prepared and how things got going?
Yeah, so it was kind of like you had to hold yourself more accountable, for sure. With COVID, everything was like by ourselves. Like I did a bunch of individual lessons with Jackson Gillis, and we went to Nor'easters for captain's practices. So a bunch of it was just individual things without coaching, just holding ourselves accountable. So.
And Drew, we talk about numbers. We only had 2 teams. Do you think the impact of missing last year in COVID impacted players wanting to play this spring?
I think it did, just because I think some people would have played this year if they made JV last year, whereas some like juniors that were seniors this year, or even sophomores that are juniors this year, are now just kind of like, wow, I don't want to be on JV as a junior. And if they had made JV the year before, maybe they would have thought they were making varsity, so they would have tried out.
So it would have an impact on it.
Yeah.
Did the, Drew, back to you, the practice, it's like a condensed season, so you didn't really have a lot of practice time.
Yeah.
Did that impact, I know you've struggled in the last couple of games and losing close games. Did the lack of practice really have an impact on being able to recover from some of those types of losses?
I mean, yeah, it definitely hurts, just because you build up chemistry in practice, and obviously practice just helps with everything. You can work stuff out in practice, and if you don't have enough practices, then it just kind of fizzles out, and
So same question for you, Jimmy, with practice. You said a lot of individual workout, and how do you, as a captain, how did you get the team aspect to go forward? Your responsibility as a captain. How did you use that to try to bring your team together?
Yeah, so it was definitely a weird year in terms of trying to get our team together, trying to get that chemistry down early in the season, because obviously, like we were just saying, practices started late. We have a condensed season. There's not as much time to get people together and have team dinners, stuff like that, just to build up the camaraderie between teammates. So we tried to go to Fuddruckers a couple of times after our wins against Burlington and after a couple of practices, just to get that team bonding going. It was kind of a little bit later than we hoped, but we think that that was the best we could do in times like these. So it definitely
hasn't been easy.
No.
On seniors. It's been the whole year. You've gone through every sport that you've played, you've gone through some type of restrictions or setup. One that I am keenly aware of that Drew, the impact of not having a locker room, not having a central meeting place where you can screw around and the coach can go off to his office. What impact did that have on?
Yeah, that's another chemistry thing, I mean, I remember sophomore year, we taught Harry Sarunian how to juggle. I mean, that was pretty cool. We worked it out the whole year, and eventually by the end of the year, he could juggle. And it's like now not having that, not being able to talk for half hour before practice with everybody, it just kills whatever chemistry you have with everybody.
Okay, final question about this year is pertained to last year. What impact do you think had on you guys missing all of last year, Drew?
So, again, I'm going to go back to the chemistry thing. I mean, there's a lot of kids that are on varsity this year. I mean, we only had 4 returning players, and we're all captains. So, missing last year, it's just the fact that we couldn't work with those kids. I mean, we worked with them over the summer, but obviously during a regular season with the same coach that you have, that helps more. So
that's a good point. And Jimmy, how do you answer the question that you only had 4 returners, all 4 of you have captains?
Yep.
That the impact on the 4 of you and taking a leadership role with all these new players.
Yeah. So it was definitely a challenge. Skipping a year because of COVID for high school sports. Competitive wise, it was kind of a challenge to get back into that like competitive mindset, because we haven't been competing against teams in our league for 2 years now. So it was kind of tough to get in a rhythm early in the season, like get back to where we left off. But I think we adjusted. We won our first 2 games. We've struggled since, but I think, just COVID was definitely an obstacle in getting back to how we were sophomore year. So.
And now you both have a chance. You got one more game on Saturday, and I think they're doing a Middle Six League tournament, which we'll talk to the other 2 players. Are you looking forward to opportunity to end the season on a high note, Derek?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Stoneham's a good team. I think they only have 2 losses, and they're in first place, I think, right now. So we'd like to give them another loss. Okay. Put them in second place, give them a lower seed. Why not?
Okay, good. Now we've done the team stuff. Let's look at some individual aspects of to get to know the 2 of you a little bit better. We talked a little bit about your Little League coaches. Are there any other coaches, Jimmy, and not just in baseball, but any coaches that helped get you to where you are today?
Yeah. So. His grandfather, Tom Southmaid, definitely helped me. He coached me on the Astros 8th grade year. Dan Ardito, like I said, he was pretty much my coach for my whole life, so I haven't had many other coaches. I just want to thank them for giving me confidence in my game and just helping me along the way in my development.
And I will say, as the host, I have coached with both Dan and Tom, and they are 2 phenomenal coaches as well as human beings, how they handle the kids. So that's really nice of it. And I know that Coach Southmaid was your grandfather. Anybody other than Coach Southmaid that's impacted you along the way?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing as Derek, just because I've been on the same team as him. Dan Ardito, my dad, and my uncle Bobby Saran.
Okay, good. Drew, one baseball highlight, high school highlight, baseball. What's one thing you're going to take with you going forward?
I remember sophomore year, it was the 7th inning with 2 outs, and I got up to bat. We were down 2 runs. I don't know what the exact score was, and I don't even remember what team it was. But I ended up getting a hit, and I got an RBI out of it, and then I ended up scoring, and we tied the game, and then we won an extra inning. So
okay, that was sophomore year?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Jimmy, high school highlight for you?
Freshman year, I was pitching against, I think it was Woburn. I had a 10 strikeout game. I remember that was probably my highlight. So.
Okay, and now non-high school baseball highlight, Jimmy.
Non-high school
baseball.
It was a double A All-Star game. I was on the Giants at the time, and I think we started off the game down 9-1 or something. It was like the 4th inning or so, and I think we caught up by the 6th, and I think it was tied up 9-9. I was up at the plate, runner on second, 2 outs, and I hit a double to center field, walked it off, and we ended up winning the game. So that was definitely something I'll never forget.
At Rotary Park?
At Rotary.
Okay,
Yep.
this is AA also. Good. Drew?
Yeah, the one that I had, it was actually in the championship game of my 12-year-old year in majors. I was playing shortstop, and it was a 1-0 game, and a ball got hit into the hole, and I dove and stopped it and tossed it at third base, and we got out of the inning.
Good. Were both you guys on the team in the Northeast League last year?
Yeah.
Northeast, they both
Yep.
were on that team that
Yep.
won as well. Good. Congratulations on that. Drew, other sports you play or activities you do at Wilmington High School? Or did, since you guys are no longer really there.
Yeah, I played on the hockey team, so
Okay.
that was pretty much it.
Good. Jimmy?
Yeah, I played basketball all 4 years. I also played football for a year, soccer for a year. But yeah, basketball and baseball are the 2 sports that I've played each year.
Okay, and I didn't ask the other two this question, it just popped in my head. Any non-athletic talents that you have, like can you sing, can you dance, can you tell jokes, Jimmy?
Yeah, I can draw. I've taken art class for 4 years in high school, so I think that's kind of my hidden talent.
Good.
So.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I can juggle. I taught Harry Cerruti how to juggle sophomore year, a bunch of us, so that was, yeah.
Good. Now, what's one thing that you take away from Coach Kyra? Now, you've played for him for 2 years, would have been 3. Drew?
Definitely focusing on hidden line drives. He definitely emphasizes that. He would rather a ball go actually on the ground than in the air, because I mean, a pop fly is pretty much an automatic out, whereas a ground ball, they got to make a play on it.
Man after my own heart. You hit a fly ball in high school, and I say this on the broadcast, you hit a fly ball in high school, those outfielders are going to catch it. Jimmy, what thing you've learned from Coach Kyra?
It's definitely been like a tough high school career for me, especially with COVID. I didn't play much sophomore year, but it was just not how I wanted it to go, but I made do with it. Coach Kyra, just staying focused and motivated, kind of staying level-headed. I'd say that's the biggest takeaway.
Okay, then real quickly, do you watch yourself on Wctv?
Yeah.
Are you very critical of yourself, or are you?
I am.
You
Yeah,
are?
I go back and watch. Yeah, I'm kind of hard on myself. So.
Has the commentator ever said your name wrong?
Not that I can remember, actually. I think, yeah.
Drew, same with you. Wctv, you watch us?
Yeah, I try to watch the games. I mean, obviously I'm out of school now, but I used to watch them in school. We were in school, and we had free periods, so, and I was pretty critical of myself. I mean, most of the things that I did wrong, I'd always realize that I did it wrong. And
Okay. Future plans, Drew?
I'm going to UMass Amherst to study business next
Okay,
year.
there's 2 UMass Amherst.
Yep.
And how about you, Jimmy?
And I'll be going to Endicott for business administration. So.
Perfect. So as we round up the show, Jimmy, look right into the camera and give a shout out to anybody that you want.
I'd like to thank Dan Ardito, Marco Lucci, Tom Southmaid, my dad, just for helping me along my baseball career. Big thank you to you guys.
Okay, Drew?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank my family, my grandparents, obviously my grandfather, my dad, my mom, and my little brother Brett.
All right. Thank you, Drew and Jimmy, and also to Derek and Nico for our baseball captains. And for Wildcat Sports Update, this is Jim Boyle, and we'll see you on down the road.